Hello, hello, hello! Today we are going to be tuning the EG Civic that I just built. If you guys haven't seen those videos, be sure to go down and check out the previous videos of me building this car. Everything is good to go. The car is actually fully tuned already. I figured I would just kind of show you guys through another one of my tunes. I actually just got a screen capturing software and a new editing software for videos. So today's been kind of hectic, just kind of learning a lot of that stuff. But I'm going to give it my best shot here. Sorry if the videos aren't the greatest, but I'm working with what I got here and just learning as I go. So yeah, we'll get right into it. Okay, so I'm going to try out this screen capture thing here, and we're going to open up Chrome. I've never done this screen capture thing, so I'm hoping that me talking to the camera here and me being on the computer is all syncing up properly. Yeah, Chrome does this once in a while where it actually kicks you off. I actually have to backdate my computer. You can see down here in the corner that I am telling it that it is 2 years ago and it's 2015. So yeah. But anyways, like I said, this thing is already tuned. I'm just going to make a completely new file for you guys and just go over this pretty much step by step. So I just went up into the corner here, file. I'm going to open a new P30 map, and then I'm going to add boost to this P30 map. So we're going to go to the plugins here under enhancements, and we're going to maybe it's not under that. It's under boost tools, or whatever the fuck that, right here. Okay, so advanced boost tools, and we're gonna hit OK. Next. And then the car has a stock map sensor currently, which can read about 11 pounds of boost or so. Sometimes you can cheat them and run a little bit more, but we're just gonna stick with the stock map sensor right now. But you see here you can choose a 3-bar GM, 2-bar, 2.5 bar, all these different map sensors. It sucks you can't really use Hondata 4-bar map sensors or anything like that with Chrome. You can really only use the ones that I use, at least that work with Chrome, are the stock map sensor. The Motorola 2.5 bar sensor works good, and a GM 3-bar. That's pretty much the only map sensors I ever use or ever recommend to use with Chrome. And then we hit next, and now we're at this thing here where you can choose how many boost columns you want. I always choose the most amount of boost columns so you get the most amount of resolution throughout your table. So now you can see here we got a map made up to 11 pounds of boost. So these numbers here do not change as it increases with boost here when you just do this automatically like this. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go to boost table adjustments right here under tools, and I'm going to actually set these at the default. I actually like to do these turbo B series motors. We're going to crank this up to 180% for turbocharger efficiency, and then the ignition, we're not going to touch that. I'll do that manually and show you how to do it. So once we do that, then we have more fuel added into boost here. And if we go under injector duty cycle here, you can see that, yeah, we're way over the factory injectors. Luckily, this car has a set of RC 750s, so we're going to go under the advanced tables here now. Actually, before we do that, we're going to go to, where is it? Fuel multiplier. There we go. And we're going to change the old injector flow rate as 240 cc, as you see here, and we're going to change it to 750. Because that's what the car has currently. Then we hit OK, and notice how all this goes down, and we have a lot more injector to use in the car. So now that that's good, we are going to go to... sorry, my dog is outside right now. He's like, what are you doing in there? Because I'm just sitting in the car doing this video for you guys. Okay, so this all should be good. Now we got to go to advanced tables and set up the injector battery offset. So right here, you go to injector battery offset, and this is where you plug in your injector dead times for whatever fuel injector you have. If you don't have a sheet that came with your fuel injectors. A lot of times you can look these numbers up online, but Crome actually has a feature here to where you click in the corner right here under more, and you can choose all these different injectors, and RC750s are one of them. Now there's two different ones here, 3 ohm or 12 ohm. These are the 12 ohm ones, which do not require a resistor box. So we're going to click that. And then that should be it under the advanced tables. A lot of this stuff I don't usually touch, honestly. So now that should be good. Now we're going to go under options and do our sensors here. So it does not have a knock sensor. It does not have O2 sensors. And then I always disable like these VTEC things in the debug mode. I always turn that off. Turn the speed limiter off. Rev limiter we can leave at 8200. VTEC we can set at 5500. And then I always add extra features, which is under the plugins here. Add extra features. And now the car has the ability to have launch control, full throttle shift, shift light, and a boost cut. Now the boost cut doesn't actually work on Crome. It only works if you have like a 3-bar sensor or a 2.5-bar sensor. It does not work with the factory map sensor. So that is one thing to remember when you're doing this. Alright, so now we're going to make our ignition map. The low cam side here, a lot of times I don't touch it. I actually should have adjusted this accordingly, but what we're going to do here is once this thing starts coming into boost, so like right here on this column here is 0.5 pound of boost, 1 pound of boost, 2 pounds of boost, whatever. We can probably leave it until it gets to like 4 or 5 pounds of boost, so like right here. I'm just going to highlight all the way over, and we're going to start pulling 1 degree out. So we're going to go to here, highlight all this, -1. And then we'll take a column that we didn't do here, go -1. Until we get to like 20 degrees. Once it gets to like 20 degrees of like overall timing, what am I doing here? Okay. Once it gets to like 20 degrees overall, like up top where it says 22 down there, once we do enough of these, it'll eventually go to 20. So we'll do one more. Nope. And that should be good enough, honestly, especially for 10 pounds of boost. 20 degrees ain't shit. Okay, so now we're going to go to the VTEC side. This is a lot easier to do. Like I said, the factory ignition map is really choppy, so I like to take like pretty much all this in this area here up to, we'll take these 2 columns here, make them like 30. Set selection to 30. And then we'll do this guy 28. And then we'll just work our way down the row here. Usually I like to pull like, I don't know, a degree per pound of boost or so on pump gas. On E85 this is totally different, so this is just for like 91 octane pump gas. We'll do 27.5. Honestly, we can carry 28 out quite a ways. This is just how I do it. Alright, now that we're into like 2.5 pounds of boost, we'll go down to 27. Uh, 3 pounds of boost, we'll go 26.5 on that column. 4 pounds, we'll do 26. Like I said, usually I do a degree per pound, saying that it's at 30, you know, here. So yeah, 28 at like 2 pounds of boost, up to 2 pounds of boost, and then 3 pounds, you can see, or 2.6, damn near 3 pounds. It's starting to pull down now, so 5 pounds, we'll do 25 degrees. My fucking phone's ringing. 24.5 here. I know this is getting repetitive, but I'm just showing you guys what I do. So, oh my god, 24.5. Get your shit together, Hunter. Okay, we got a couple columns going on. Okay, so 24.5. I'll do 24 here, at 6 pounds. 7 pounds, I'll do 23. 7.7. We do 22. 8. We can do 21.5. You see what I'm doing here? I'm just kind of building the timing map. That's really all this is doing. 9 pounds, 21 degrees. 10 pounds, 20. Like I said, for E85, this timing map is going to be a lot different, but this is just kind of a general thing that I do. And then once we start getting up into higher boost, we'll set her at like 18 for 11 pounds. And yeah, that is pretty much how I build a base map with Chrome. Yeah, and notice here, like, a lot of this shading right in this area is like darker, and then the numbers go lower, higher, etc. So what I like to do is I like to just take the whole damn map, and we're going to interpolate it. We're going to interpolate it a few times. Okay, it didn't do anything, so we're good. And then we're going to smooth it all. Smooth it a few times. Okay, now these numbers should be gradually increasing as RPM increases, and increasing as it goes left to right here. And then we're going to do that to the other side here too. Interpolate, interpolate, smooth, smooth. All right, yeah. So now everything should be good, and we'll pick up next once we get the car fired up, and we'll see how everything's running. All right, so now I got Chrome open back up here. Hopefully this is synced right here. Sync, sync, sync. Okay, whatever, I don't know. Never done this before, I'm just going on a whim. So now that we got this loaded, I'm going to plug in the car, the chip burner ostrich fucking thing. So once I get that plugged in, you can see this stuff pop up right here, which just means that the car is hooked up to the ECU. So we're gonna hit write, and we're gonna write that, all those changes that we just did, and we're gonna turn the key forward. Okay, we have our check engine light went on and then off there, so that should be good. And we're gonna see if this thing fires up and see how it runs. Okay, it's really lean right now, so what I'm actually gonna do is I'm actually gonna take the whole map and I'm gonna add in like 20%. Boom. Okay, that wasn't enough, so we'll go another 10%. There it goes. Now it's sitting at 14.7 7 just sitting here. Now I added 30% to this whole map, so I'm going to make sure I go over to the VTEC side here and do the same thing. Add 30% in. Sometimes the Injector calculators, where it does 240 to 750s or whatever, under the wherever this was, the fuel multiplier thing here, sometimes it's a little off and it doesn't work that good. So yeah, I'm also not data logging or anything. I'm doing this the old school way, to kind of show you that you can do this without data logging. Obviously it's a better idea to do it while you're data logging, but I don't buy any of the data logging stuff for Chrome because it sucks and it doesn't really work that good. Now with HunData, it works a lot better. And you know, in a future video, maybe we'll do a HunData start to finish video like this one. But anyways, yeah, car's running pretty good now. It's obviously going to get a little bit richer as it warms up, I think, or runs a little richer when it's cold. Sometimes they work, you know, whatever, but yeah. Okay, so car's running good. Now we're going to let it warm up, and once it's fully warmed up, we will start driving around. Okay, so the car is warmed up now, and it is idle surging. You can see it's kind of bouncing like 1200 to 1600-ish. And yeah, so what we're going to do now is we're going to play with the fueling a little bit. We'll go back to tables here. Yeah, see, sometimes it stays steady and then sometimes it dances around. This could be just a mixture of things. Dirty idle air control valve or something like that. But we're going to adjust the idle area here, so right now it's currently idling at like 1200, so we're gonna adjust up to 1500 here, and it's currently sitting at 12.5, so I'm gonna take out, we'll do 12% and see where that lands us. Now that landed us like a 13.5 air fuel, so I'm gonna take out 5 more. That puts us right at like a 1420, 1450. It's going to dance between probably 14.0 and 14.5. I'm going to call that good for now. And the idle is still high. So I'm going to go over to the options menu here. And I like setting the target idle a little bit higher. They seem to run better with it targeted a little bit higher. And then I'm going to bring down this idle air control motor right here to -10. We'll try -20. It should calm down here eventually. Sometimes this real-time update on Chrome here is kind of slow and it doesn't work all the time. So I get in the habit of just writing everything manually. This thing's not wanting to cooperate with me right now. There it goes. Okay, so we're at -30 on the idle air control motor. That is a lot. But since we're that low and now it's idling good, right at 14.7, and the idle is chilling right at like 750. So I'm gonna give it a quick rev and see how the idle actually comes down and reacts. Okay, that actually turned out pretty good. So it came right back down, right to 750. Yeah, that seems pretty good. So I think for now, I'm gonna say that the idle is pretty well tuned, and we're gonna drive it. All right, so you can see currently that the car is running like a 12.2, just cruising around. 12.8, it's in the 12s, cruising. So knowing that, I'm gonna put it in second, get the RPM up a little bit, still in the 12s, go down to first. I'm not going that fast, but yeah, okay. So we know as the table increases, it's getting richer, so that's good. Now we're gonna adjust the cruising portion of the map, which is going to be we're gonna start with this column here all the way over to 11. So between 17 and 11 in this area is kind of where we were driving just now. So we're gonna go from 1250 all the way down, and I'm going to take out 15%. Hit OK. And then I'm going to smooth this portion out that I just adjusted. No, I'm not. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it like this, write it, and then we're gonna drive again and see where everything's at. Alright, I'm not cutting any of these clips either. This is just real-time tuning with Hunter, so yeah. I can already see there that the air-fuel mixture came up from 12 and it was right around the 14 area. Yep, look at that. Look at that. 14.2. It's still a little bit rich. You could nitpick it a little bit. But this is just going to be a basic tune for you guys, just to kind of get you going and show you what you got to adjust and whatnot. So I notice here, as I'm backing off the throttle, it's getting richer. It's like 13.0 in this spot. I'll shift to fourth, see if it does the same thing. Yep. When my foot's barely on the gas, it's rich. So I'm gonna pull over here and we're gonna adjust that. Now you got to remember that the wideband is going to dance around, like when you change gears and when you know, take off from a stoplight and stuff like that. As long as the car doesn't like stutter or jerk or anything like that, you really don't have to worry about it. You know, if it goes like 11 for a split second or whatever, don't worry about it. So, okay. So now that we're pulled over, I'm going to adjust. So we just adjusted these columns here, which is going to be like, you know, sort of accelerating. And these two columns over here are going to be like barely touching the throttle. So I'm going to take out 20% back here, and we'll write that. And we'll see how it is now. Now this is very light acceleration that we're doing right now. I'm saying, like, I'm barely on the fucking gas right now, so. Okay, so now my foot's backed off the throttle and we're sitting right at 14.5. That's what we want. Obviously, a lot of this stuff's gonna be different for every car. You're gonna have to take out more or less per spot I'm adjusting. I'm just kind of running through what I do, so hopefully it helps some of you guys. Hopefully, maybe it gives you guys some inspiration to let me tune your cars. Show you maybe that I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit. Maybe I'm just a fucking idiot. But yeah, so now we don't see any 12s. That's good. I can say that this part of the map is pretty much tuned, and yeah, obviously you can nitpick this and you can get into, you know, fine detail, but like I said, this is just a quick tune for you guys. Honestly, a lot of dyno tuners and stuff like that would call this perfect, and they'd just be like, okay, send it on its way. But a lot of the cars that I tune, I actually make sure that the car sits at like a 16 when you're cruising, light throttle, just so you get better fuel mileage, even though it honestly doesn't make that much of a difference. I just like to do it and get the most benefits you possibly can from tuning, such as fuel mileage and performance and everything like that. So I'm gonna just stab the gas quick and see where we're at as I get into the throttle. Okay, so it's in the 10s, which is good. We don't want it to be crazy. We don't want to start off lean. That's why in the beginning there I made sure that the base map that I made, I did 180-degree turbocharger efficiency adjustment. So when we stab the gas, it's probably going to be rich, but that's okay. We'd rather be starting off rich than starting off lean, if you know what I mean. Jelly bean. Okay, so I'm gonna do like a half throttle pull right here. Just get into the gas a little bit. Okay, that was about half throttle. We didn't really build any boost there, but it was in the 11s. So what I'm gonna do here is go over this, and so we adjusted up to like 17 to 11, I believe. We did these columns here. So now I'm gonna do the whole map over this way, and I'm going to take out, we'll do 10%, kaboom. I'm also going to take it out of the VTEC Side, -10, okay, write that shit, we'll go back and try it again. When I start off in the pull, I like the when you're first getting into boost, I like it to be around 13 to 12.5, and then as you build full boost and into VTEC, I like it, you know, middle to top 11s for like a car under 10 pounds of boost like this one is. This car's on like 7 pounds, but okay, so we'll do a half throttle quick, see where it's at. Look at that. Mint. Oh boy, this is going to be a lot of editing for me to do, but hopefully you guys enjoy it, and hopefully I'm teaching you a thing or two with Crome. Crome is fucking easy compared to a lot of tuning software, so I figured I'd get my feet wet trying to explain stuff with Crome, since I know it the best. You know, out of the softwares that I use, I know Crome very well. I've been using it for a while, so yeah. So half throttle here, 13.0. That's what we want to see. Now we're just cruising again. And now I'm gonna floor it, and we'll see where it is at wide open throttle. It should be rich, so you know, flooring it shouldn't be a, you know, we should be good. We should be good to floor it as long as half throttle is there. You know, at like 13.0, 12.8, whatever. So now I'm gonna get into boost a little bit and see where everything's at. I'm in 4th gear. I'm gonna start the pull off at like 2,500 Rs, and here we go. Alright, so you can see there on that pull, I floored it, and it started off good, because we already adjusted that. Like I said, half throttle we adjusted, but floored. Yeah, once it starts coming into boost, it's rich. So I'm going to adjust. Now I'm going to adjust the in the boost region here. So we're going to adjust I don't know, probably from 0 pounds here all the way up. I'm going to take out another 10%. Kaboom. And then I'm going to take the columns before, so like from 4 to 0, take all this and I'm going to smooth it again. Smooth. Smooth. Okay. So now that that's all smooth and we adjusted it, we took out another 10%. We'll go floor this thing again and see where it's at. 2200, flooring it. All right, that looked pretty good. I'm actually going to turn VTEC off until we get the low cam of the map, the low cam map tuned in perfectly, and then we can turn VTEC on and tune VTEC Side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to the options menu, and I'm just going to disable the VTEC. We'll write that, and we'll do another pull, because you notice how it went 10-0 there. I think it crossed over into VTEC. So the VTEC side is very rich, but like I said, we're going to focus on tuning the low cam side here and make sure that that is going to be good before we do the VTEC side. This video is probably going to be very long, and I apologize. I do hope you guys enjoy this content though, so I'm sharing quite a bit of knowledge with you guys that people charge a lot of money for. I mean, I charge money for it too. I don't charge that much, but I do charge money to do this kind of stuff. So I'm giving this stuff away to you guys for free. So I really do, hopefully you guys appreciate it. So we're gonna run this thing up. I'm gonna set the rev limiter lower. We're gonna set the rev limiter at 7,000. Right there. And we'll write that. So we'll run this out to the rev limiter with no VTEC, and the rev limiter is at 7,000. So here we go. All right, so once it got into full boost there, it was like bottom 11s. You know, coming into boost up to 5 pounds or so, it was, you know, started off in the 12s, and then it got gradually richer. So I'm going to have to adjust the area above 5 pounds of boost. So that's what we're gonna do next here, and I'm gonna show you. All these roads that I'm on are fucking closed. I don't know why they're closed tonight, but yeah, they're closed. So hopefully there's no cops out. All right, so 5.5 right here and above. We're gonna take out 5%. We're gonna take out 6% actually. I think that might be good. Nah, we'll do 7. You can run the non-VTEC side a little bit leaner, just because there's not that much load on the car. And then I'm gonna smooth it out again, just like I did there. And we'll go try this out again. All right, third gear, flooring it. Look at that, rock solid at 11.8 air-fuel ratio, which is honestly like perfect. So now we're gonna turn VTEC on and see how VTEC is doing, bro. See if that shit goes blah or not. All right, so now back on the computer here, I'm gonna go over to the VTEC side. You can see here, these are the spots that I did not adjust. I just leave that shit rich and whatever. You're never gonna see that anyway, so this is the area that it's mainly gonna be running in. But yeah, we're gonna go over to the VTEC side here, and we're gonna take out 10% because it went pig rich the last time I got into it and the VTEC was on. So we'll take 10% out of the whole damn thing. Go to options. Turn that shit back on, set it at like 5,200. Turn the rev limiter back up to 8,200. And there we go, we'll write it. All right, now VTEC is on, and I'm gonna do a pull with VTEC. So here we go. All right, so that 10% that I just took out took it from a 10.0 to, you know, about an 11.0, 11.1, 11.2. So we're getting closer. This car is almost done, almost tuned up. So now I'm going to take out another 5% out of the VTEC side. Like I said, this is just a quick way to get your feet wet doing this. So I'm just going to take the whole map again. We'll do -5. There we go. We'll write that, and we'll see where we're at now. Here we go. Woo! You can definitely feel the car pick power up every time you pull fuel out of it. That's usually where you start gaining numbers on the dyno, is when you're leaning the mixture out and adding in ignition timing. But since we don't have a dyno, we're not going to be going crazy with ignition timing. But a good way to tune ignition on Hondas is actually to, like, say the car right now is running like an 11.3. It looked like it was low to mid 11s there in VTEC, which honestly we could lean out a little bit more. We could take out another like 2 or 3%. But I'm going to show you guys something that might help some of you trying to tune ignition on the street. So the car right now is running 20 degrees, 21 degrees, which honestly this is good. This is probably the most this car is going to want to take for ignition. So usually, a good rule of thumb, if you're tuning on the street and you're not going crazy at least, if you add ignition in and the mixture gets leaner, the car's making more power. So we're back in our happy spot. Honestly guys, if I were you, I would not even honestly touch the ignition. I would just put the ignition where I tell you to set it, and you won't have any problems. As long as you don't, you know, over boost or anything like that. Now with E85 you can get into this ignition stuff a little bit more, and on a further video or on a future video I will do ignition timing more in depth. But like I said, this will at least get your feet wet and whatnot. So on the VTEC side here, we were a little bit rich still, so I'm going to pull another 3% out, -3% out of the whole thing, and we're gonna write that. And honestly, this thing should be pretty dog pile chicken smile. We'll do another pull. Starting off. Woo! This thing is dialed. Now we can beat on it a little. Now that we know everything's good. I'll do a little second gear pull, see if she busts the tires off or not. This thing pulls fucking hard for 7 pounds of boost. It's not too bad. Honestly, this feels like a built single cam. And it's on 7 fucking pounds. Alright, so we are back now in the garage, and this thing's just sitting here purring like a kitten. So yeah, this engine definitely does need an oil catch can. You know, just that little bit of beating on it that we were out tuning. You can see that the oil has started to develop behind the motor. I'm thinking that it's got a leaky cam seal or something like that, which obviously all that stuff is going to be, the leak is going to be worse with, you know, having excessive blow-by and no oil catch can. You know, just because it's a turbocharged application and stuff it's always a good idea, like I said, to put an oil catch can on. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoy this video. It does take me a lot of time to do these videos and stuff, so like I said, hopefully you guys appreciate it. I am going to be ending the video now and try to get it edited and whatnot. So let me know if you guys like these kind of videos. I'll do more of them. Hopefully this new screen capture software and stuff like that works, and you guys can get a better understanding of what I'm doing. But yeah, till next time guys, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you later.